Hello and welcome, my Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, and vocation read for November and December 2020. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, fellow Earth sign, Virgo that I am, the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey all, how you doing? Hello, my darling Capricorns, my subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you. I took a few days off. I needed to. I drove up to see my family in Saratoga. I know these are late coming out, but that's okay. I realized that I was beating myself up over a schedule that no one gave a shit about but me. Right? So I hung out with my family. I drove up to Saratoga, saw the new little kitten, my new little brother, Giovanni. Little Himalayan potato cat, little fuzzy potato. He's so wonderful. Saw my parents, went to the Magic Moon, picked up a new Oracle deck, read Veronica, the owner there, had a really, really good time. So I had my Thanksgiving a little bit. We're having a glitchy morning here at Drawing the Circle Productions with Wi-Fi connections. Why is it that an overcast day affects Wi-Fi? Can someone explain that to me? I have no idea why that goes down. Anyway, whatever. Had a lovely time. Glad to be back at work. I'm sorry these are late, but here we go. Work, career, vocation. So thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes, all of that stuff. If you're new to my channel, help me get to 30,000 subscribers so I can do extended readings and the membership thing, right? We'll have a membership. We'll do like private live streams. I can talk about stuff that I can't talk about otherwise. We could really do a whole other genres, plural of readings. Anyway. Let's get down to business here. Work, career, vocation. 3 levels of power. Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume, right? What you do to survive, what your passion is, what your spiritual calling is. We're going to look at them in 3 levels of power. There are chakras involved. I'll explain it as we go. We're only using 9 cards, 3 Caroline Myss archetype decks, cards from the archetype deck, to really look at what are the soul powers being involved in your work, what it is that you do to survive, your lower 3 chakras in the world, right? Sometimes you get paid for that, sometimes you don't, right? Your career, heart, third eye, and crown. Your passion, right? Your hunger, your thirst, the thing that fulfills you psychologically. You could say the world behind your eyes, right? And your vocation, that 8th chakra. Your spiritual calling. Now, these can change throughout your life. That's why doing a reading. I've been doing these reads for clients for decades, right? Particularly business owners a lot, right? Or people in career transition or whatever. But for myself, I started Drawing the Circle Productions in May of 19. It is the glitchiest of glitchies today, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm a Virgo. I'm reading for Capricorn. Slow and steady wins the race. We get there when we get there. Anyway, you get the point of this. I will explain it as I go. Let the guides do the teaching through me, the speaking through me. I said my prayers. I did my work. Let's do this. Remember, it's a general read. All right, we'll get 3 of these to look at the archetypal dynamics, 3 daughters of the moon on top of those to clarify what's happening inside of you with all of this, and 3 mythic tarot to look at what's going on the outside of you. Cool? Makes sense? Nice deep breath. And here we go. Once again, into the collective unconscious, please, my collective. Pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher souls of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards for this Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, vocation, November and December 2020. Please, under grace and in perfect ways. What is the dominant archetype being developed in the lower 3 chakras in terms of work, how they are surviving in the physical world, November and December, because these things take time. In their career, heart, third eye, and crown, their passion, their hunger, their thirst. What's the dominant archetype at work there? And what's going on in their vocation, that 8th chakra, spiritual calling, bringing all of that into alignment from above, allowing it to come all the way down through the chakra system, manifesting in physical form, the dynamic going on there. Let's have a look. Now remember, these can be triggering. Yes, absolutely, these can be triggering, especially the ones, well, at least one of them you got on the table. Written on the cards, Caroline Myss, read Sacred Contracts. It's the first thing. Just go read Sacred Contracts. Every archetype's neutral, but these cards, the way she wrote them, they have the shadow and the light attribute, giving you sort of a range of what it is that you're healing from shadow to light, right? Alchemizing from lead to gold. And you've got a survival family archetypes. There are 9 family of archetypes. So the survival family archetype card that I'm about to show you, everybody has. The child, the victim, the child and all of its different sub-pantheons, right? The different sub-patterns. The victim, victor, in other words, we'll talk about that. The saboteur and the empowerer, neutral. And the prostitute, which has nothing to do with sex. I mean, it can, but everybody has to learn how to survive with these 4 powers. You got the victim, victor archetype. So think victim or victory. It is the guardian of self-esteem and boundaries, right? But self-esteem as a noun, not as a noun, as a verb. So it doesn't surprise me that you would have, as an earth sign, a survival family archetype in work, right? The lower 3 chakras, survival intuition, right? Turn left, turn right, very visceral, intuitive, really following your gut kind of stuff. It's very earth sign. But this is definitely talking about boundaries in terms of your work. And look at the boundaries you've had to evolve this year in 2020. Jeepers. The shadow attribute, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Now, of course, that could be someone or something you were dealing with as well, right? Why wouldn't that? Why wouldn't this work? Like having out to go and work out in the world. I work from home, honey. Like I have shit delivered. That's just how I have it right now. It's not what I was expecting, but I'm making it work, right? So my boundaries are really clear. It's like, yeah, drop it off outside the door. Yeah. Hello, Virgo, cross my legs. Cross my legs. So this is a really important card to know. It's an important thing to know that you have the ability here, regardless of whether this is you dealing it within yourself, with another person or a situation, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Right? It kind of alerts you to, it's like, hey, I'm feeling a little victimized here. So boundaries and self-esteem. Remember, self-esteem is a verb. I got to re-estimate myself here. How am I doing? What are the boundaries that need to shift? Like, you remember graphic equalizers? Do they still exist now that everything's digital, right? The little, I'm Generation X, right? The little like things, you see them in the studios where they do all the little switches. Well, our boundaries shift like that, right? It's like nobody's coming into my house. Well, except my mom. Because I know she's, you know what I mean? So we all have that dynamic of shifting and looking at our boundaries. Very potent vibe on that. And they're probably physical boundaries or financial boundaries. Your career, you've got the femme fatale. Now, it's one of my favorite archetypes of all time. Do you know how many femme fatales I have in my life, both male and female, gay and straight? Oh my God, gay, straight, bi, trans, all of it, right? I love the femme fatale archetype. I have a nice dose of it myself. Thank you very much, Circe, the goddess Circe. She's not just a Wonder Woman villain. What an odyssey. I love the femme fatale archetype now in its shadow. Remember, this is heart, third eye, and crown. Inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. What, an earth sign? Never. Of course. It's like we go through that, right? Inappropriate use of sensuality. I have no idea to what you are referring. Attachment to money and power, very seductive, right? Matahari, welcome to my parlor, said the spider to his fly. This is a very, very seductive, powerful, but in its shadow, literally, can be fatal. Femme fatale, the fatal female. Interestingly enough, a wild card family, not the feminine family. You'd think it would be feminine family, but no, men can have this too, because it's an energy dynamic, it's a soul power. But the light attribute I love is highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Now, before, guys, before you like click off, do understand that that's the magnetic power. That's the smolder. That's blue steel. You know what I mean? That's that thing of letting them come to you. It's that magnetic, seductive, welcome to my parlor, said my spider to your fly. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Now, I can totally see this in a career situation. Let's not me too people as we go, but that thing of being driven in the shadow, right? And maybe, and we are applauded for this, right? Inappropriate attachment to money and power. Oh, that was Am I getting the movie Wall Street and the movie Greed in my head all of a sudden? I was raised on that stuff. So, do you know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. My attachment to money, yeah, right? You do it to them, right? But that thing of really getting that you may have been rejected in your career, but because, and it's not personal, you might be taking it very personal, but because of the changes that are going on in the world right now with 2020, and I'm not saying the C word, either of those C words, and if there's a third one there I shouldn't say, I'm not going to say that either. But there's immense power here, right, to kind of highlight the power that you have. Now, just like the law of attraction, your power of attraction, I mean, that's fine. But definitely then work your heart, third eye, and crown to be a little Batwoman about it. Morticia Adams did not turn cartwheels. That was her sister Ophelia, if I remember correctly. The blonde. They love doing that blonde brunette thing. Jeannie, Samantha, Serena. But all of them for femme fatales, right? Isn't that funny? The blondes are the ingenue. The brunettes, the femme fatale. Wow, I just gave you three essentially occult-esque magical examples of the femme fatale. Well, there you have it. I've been twitching my nose since I'm 6 years old. It's called rehearsal. It's called spiritual practice, people. Let's look at this. You got the Liberator. This is why I'm not so worried. Not so worried about my Capricorn. It's got the Liberator archetype in your 8th chakra. This is great. Well, the shadow attribute. Imposing your own tyranny over those you choose to liberate. Now, we've seen that happen spiritually for centuries, for millennia, right? Ignoring legitimate constraints. Now, I will clarify that. If somebody is in, let's just say, recovery, drug, alcohol recovery, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, come on, have some eggnog. No, that's ignoring a legitimate constraint. But the Liberator and its light, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. You put these three together, very potent in terms of what's going to come down into physical form. 8th chakra all the way down to root. So let's keep going. I could talk about archetypes forever. Carolyn Myss once said in a lecture that I heard her in, say that the word interpretation should have no period after it, because there's no end to interpretation. But that's where the intuitive part really guides the reading, and then guides and all that. Breathe. Yes. My goddesses of Earth and Capricorn, Persephone in particular, please. I need 3 cards in clarity for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in their work, career, and vocation, November and December 2020, please. What's going on inside of them with that victim archetype in the lower 3 chakras? What's in their work, in their career? They've got the femme fatale in heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Please, what's going on there? And with the 8th chakra and that Liberator, that one popped right out. What's going on there? All right, let's look. Okay, you got some court cards going on here. So there are definitely some people involved here. Oof, wow, that's such a lineup. But it really seems like more the internal work is what's going to help you out here for November, December. So with this victim, you got the Leo card. Now, of course, that can speak to, maybe there's a Leo in your life who is victimizing or playing victim, right? Remember that shadow part. This might not be you playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Now, I know, come on, if you're going to do the 100 acre woods, right? If you're going to do the Winnie the Pooh pantheon, Capricorn's, you're the Eeyore, right? But Eeyore, I mean, yeah, he was a pity party, but he always kind of like went along with it too. I loved Eeyore. I did. I'm really more of a Tigger myself, because wonderful thing about Tiggers are wonderful things. So, but this is possibly also about your own creativity, right? This can totally be, if you got any planets in Leo here, about really assessing your boundaries, about really estimating what your creativity is in the world. Why I say that, 5th house, Leo, is creativity and good fortune, pleasure, fun, right? And glitch today. But maybe your boundaries have been crossed, just like my internet or something just violated my work boundary, but about your creativity. That's kind of an example there, isn't it, right? Like here I am doing my work in the world, my creativity, recording these videos, and there's just things crossing my boundaries, right? Knocking me off, but getting right back up again. I got what it takes. So here's estimation as a verb. No, I've got this. Let's got this. We'll just do it again. Take a nice deep breath, hit the button, right? And reset those boundaries. All right, so that project will move back that, and we'll do that here, and we're gonna have, it's fine to be flexible. But Leos are not known for their flexibility. They are fixed fire. So once they get, like an oven, once they get to a certain temperature, they want to keep doing what they're doing until it's done, until it's not batter anymore. It's cake. And I do like cake. You've got the card of meditation with the Femme Fatale. Now, Six of Blades is very different in this deck than the Six of Swords you're used to. That sneaky. This is not the sneaky. This is going inside. This is being still. Look at how she's poised that spear right over that hole in the ice, right? With a woo, 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 right there, ready to snap that fish out the water if necessary, right? So is there a thing of waiting here? It's a thing of focus, and it's a thing of calm. She's not going like, I wonder what kind of fish it's going to be. Is it going to be a good kind of fish? Would it be a good fish? Would it be a red fish? Wait, I just had a Dr. Seuss moment come and go, right? White fish, blue fish, red fish. I can't remember. I was raised by a nursery school teacher. Some of this stuff is being deleted over the years. She's not chaotic. There's a stillness here. Allow the Femme Fatale to have her voice in the shadow inside of you. Listen. Be still. Feel her. Right? That attachment, that perhaps fear about the divine feminine in and of itself wanting to just throttle patriarchy. It's a big motivator. I would say that. I could feel that. I could feel Cersei going, let's turn some men to pigs. It's easy. So really a six-pack. Whether they have one or not. We've got the Liberator here in your 8th chakra with the Libra card. Like I said, you got some court cards going on here. This is about partnerships. Now, this could be business partnerships. Something in the 8th chakra that there's a liberating process going on here between you and another on a soul level, right? On an 8th chakra level, but maybe something that is a real inspiration coming in. Now, I'll put this together at the end, but then the idea of that moving down through this, right? So here it's going to make its way down into form. This is interesting. You really want to make sure the scales are balanced. The Libra card. But it also does say that what might be liberated here is done in a loving, balanced, healthy way. Right? In terms of your vocation, it's all it's 3 levels of power. It's not 3 separate chunks of your life. It's like a spectrum. Let's look at this. Mythic Tarot. What's going on the outside? What does this look like in the dimension physical? Shall we? Oh, let's breathe. Alrighty. My gods of Capricorn and the element of Earth, please. 3 cards in clarity for the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus. Catching it faster every time. In their work, career, and vocation. November, December 2020, please. They've got the victim archetype in first level of power, work with the mother of flames, Leo, right? Root, sacrum, solar plexus. What's that look like on the outside? They've got the Femme Fatale in their career, heart, throat, third eye, crown, with the 7 of Blades meditation. What that look like on the outside? And in their 8th chakra, the Liberator archetype with Skadi, the North Wind, the Mother of Blades. In this deck, that would be the King of Swords. So what's that look like on the outside? In their work, career, vocation, November, December 2020. Well, we'll start in the work. Remember, you got the victim archetype here, right? So there are boundaries that need to be set, and do they ever? And you'll see why in a second. But dealing with, interestingly enough, Leo energy, and the card that covers it is Leo's opposite sign, Aquarius. So there could be a real, well, astrological oppositions, 180 degree, give or take a degree here or there. in a natal chart, or even in an office situation, astrologically speaking. They're complementary. It's air and fire. They could feed each other, fixed air and fixed fire, but you could also see with that fixed element, the stubbornness there. So there's definitely a need to reassess what's going on here physically, but I think it starts with really you looking at your boundaries and your value here, your estimation of what's going on in your gut too. Like if something's off, adjust. But this is saying with this, it's like see it from a larger place, almost like see it from the from that 8th chakra, right? See it from a higher place, see the larger picture. Aquarian, this can be dealt with in a friendly way, a diplomatic way at least, an Aquarian way, a humanitarian way. I think that's the real word that I was shooting for there, right? Because then you could put up a boundary and say, no matter what this person does, I'm going to be diplomatic, I'm going to listen to them, but I don't have to agree with them, which is necessary for all of us to fucking learn how to do. In your career, as I said, you got the Femme Fatale with the card of meditation, and you got Pan, the devil, the devil card. So look, there are chains here, but remember, we got the Liberator coming up in your 8th chakra. We're going to look at again with a very interesting card to clarify it. So when you've got the Femme Fatale in meditation, what are you meditating on? Your shadow, or you're dealing with a situation in your career externally that has chains and attachments and fears. Now, by the way, inappropriate use of sensuality, the devil card, could be attachment to money and power. So there might be a very strong fear here of obviously loss of money, loss of power that comes along with that. And in 2020, so many billions of people experiencing that right now. So again, the empathic piece. Don't forget the empathic piece. What you're feeling is not all you. Remember to breathe and self-care and all that stuff. And I think that's why the meditation thing, it's like saying, how much of this is really you? Can you pull back and say, I think that you're dealing with somebody who's triggering this in you big time, right? So you could be dealing with a bully. I mean, Leos are usually not known. I mean, again, they don't have to be Leo sun, but it'd be any sign. Who knows what's in everybody's chart? Mine or mine. Do you know yours, though? Because this might very well be challenging your passion. Like your passion may be enchained, and your Femme Fatale, I don't think is going to take much more of it. I don't think she's going to take much more of it. There's a high power there I'm feeling for you guys. Very grounded, even though we're looking at heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Face what you have to face within yourself. Or you could say this situation is really making you go within and tap into, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Well, what if that dependency is upon income through your career, right? So there's chains of fear here. I think that speaks to a lot of people in general. But here's the good part of this. I mean, good or bad, it's all neutral. It's all part of the divine plan and the path of your life purpose. You got the Liberator with Scotty, with the Libra. I mean, that's lovely. That's such a lovely, lovely combination. And with the 3 of Wands, there is a loyalty thing here. This is about a loyalty to your ethics, to your honor, to liberate yourself from outmoded ideas, to see things not just from the penthouse, which to me is the 8th chakra, the satellite, which is the 8th chakra, to really bring in that power of the Liberator to liberate yourself and ask for help of the divine. There is a partnership in play here. This could be a business partnership, one that's incarnating, and maybe you got some fears here going on about this. Who wouldn't in this world in terms of business partnerships here? But with that Femme Fatale, you can absolutely go into meditation and give her her voice. Underneath her suspicion, her rage, her pain, there is wisdom. But you have to allow all of that lead to burn off by giving it a voice. Now, maybe not a voice that's spoken, even though it's third chakra, right? This feels like it's done more internally, almost like inner child work, like inner Femme Fatale work, regardless of your gender, right? My God, Selena Kyle. Shape and file like you're Selena Kyle. And so that new boundaries are reassessed here, and your creativity that is inside of you, like maybe this has been baking for a while, right? But that it needs to be done from a more egalitarian, look it up, it's a good word, egalitarian, like humanitarian, but different, Aquarian friendly but also in a way very unemotional, right? Not in a bad way, just the facts. I mean, you know, Queen of Swords can be a real ice queen, but the stratosphere is cold, right? Fixed air, the stratosphere, the air that doesn't move, but also has that grander vantage point. I really like it. I like it for you, Caps. It's a little slow and steady wins the race with this 3 of Wands. So wait on the will of heaven, right? Take that time, whatever your spiritual practice is, put your loyalty there. Because it is saying that a new journey is about to begin. You might get a nice little rest period with this, but I think you're being given the time to really look at what's triggering your fear, the chains that bind you, so that you can liberate them within yourself. So here's the blessing. Breathe. May the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, and vocation for November and December 2020, that they may reassess their boundaries and their value in this situation, tapping into that deep power of the femme fatale there, the magnetic power of the feminine, drawing to themselves what they need as they are liberated from within their own selves, their own outmoded beliefs and systems that no longer serve them, that they may bring things into balance with this partnership, that they may go within and face their own fears, that they may establish loyalty in their own energetic connection, their own guidance and grace, as they bring their creativity into form with great humanitarianism, egalitarianism, and affecting and seeing it from a larger, higher point of view for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. And that's a work, career, and vocation read. Friends, my darling, thank you so much for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Look, if something clicked for you, just thumbs up. That's all I ask. No one will know. Like me if you subscribe to the channel. If you like, comment. Like, I want to know. Like, if I was going to ask you, I'm a teacher. If I was going to ask you, it's like, what are the boundaries? Who are the boundaries? What is this Leo card about? Is this your creativity, or are you dealing with a Leo in your work? Anyway, wish you all the very best and the very blessed of it all. Anyway, happy